you know, gave away the ball for the goal. He didn't look into the game for me. And then that miss, terrible miss.
OK, more from the boys in a moment, but let's get the thoughts, and they will be interesting thoughts, of the Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp.
Well, Jurgen, the long unbeaten run comes to an end like they all do. What did you think were the reasons for that?
Well, key moments, obviously, today. I think the goals, it's clear. For some situations, I think they can or have to go another way. So first and foremost, let's talk about the game just like this. It's the goals they score. I think the first is a foul. So on the goalie, now I don't know exactly what players have to do that they whistle a foul against the goalie. The arm goes against Ali's arm. So how can he catch a ball when somebody pulls his arm away? Makes really no sense. That was first goal. We scored an equalizer. Are fully in control of the game. Nothing really happened. They only went for a counter, which we didn't allow in the first half, and set pieces, which we didn't allow too many in the first half as well. One too much, maybe. Second half, we didn't play as clear anymore as the first half. So over the whole 90 minutes, I would have wished, or 95 minutes, I would have wished that we are more clinical or ruthless in the last third. We didn't have enough finishes really over the whole 95 minutes for the percentage of possession we had. So that's then counter-attack. They do well in these situations. They have quality in this situation. And then, of course, the second set piece, which we concede, is a great set piece, I have to say. And is, in the end, very difficult to defend when the ball is taken that well. But I said, the 1-0, I really, it's, how can that happen? I just don't know it. It's then the typical excuse, probably, that the VR says it's not clear and obvious. I don't know what you need in this situation, and I don't know what about the Hendo situation. I saw them now back. Cresswell, not sure how to use the right vocabulary, but for me, that's a reckless challenge. And even when he touched the ball before, I really don't know. You cannot go like this. Everything can happen there. And then you say, but he touched the ball before. Yeah, but you have to control your body. So two situations, obviously, that were influential in the game, let me say like this. But in the end, West Ham fought for the 3 points. They are not responsible for the decisions they have made or that we are made, and so they won the game, and that's it.
How difficult are their corners to defend anyway? And I suppose particularly with the first one, is there any more your defenders can do to sort of clear the area around Alisson? Is there any more Alisson himself can do?
There was no player of us there, but there were only 2 players of West Ham. We cannot clear them. If the goalie takes them and puts them away, then it's probably a penalty. So what can he do? You need. That's why the goalie is protected in moments. So and now if a player goes up in the air and arm. That's of course it's not important, but for a goalie it's obviously an important piece of the body, and if that is knocked away, how can he make it safe? I know people will say, oh God, he's looking for excuses. I'm not. It's just I'm completely calm. I accept. I don't think we are too good to lose football games. No, today we lost it. That's not nice, but I accept that, obviously. But when we speak about the situation in the game, then in moments you just need normal decision, not one side, not the other side, a normal decision from a ref, and he didn't do that, and that's the situation.
So, with regard to your team's performance, you sort of said the second half wasn't as good as the first. Why not? Why do you think?
Yeah, I don't know now 100%. It was just clear. We lost too many balls, so that's why they had counter-attacks in the first half. They didn't have that, so because there was no need. Really. We had them where we wanted them. Just it's 1-1. All good. So it was only one team playing. We should have done that exactly, but we were not. It looked like we lost a bit patience. Like, come on, now we have to do it. Now we have to be like when you are not clear enough in the last third in the first half. You think you have to decide that further up the pitch or whatever, but it's not true. Until then, you have to play the same stuff. Then you get in these situations again, and there you can make a difference. There you make a little dribbling. The cross is better. We had, I think, first half a lot of situations where we came to the touchline, didn't find anybody in the box. Yes, the box is full. So like misunderstanding. The edge was completely free, but we had no player there as well, so it was really free. And these kind of things. And then they drop really deep in their own box, so it's not easy, but then you have to put the ball there that they have the chance to score an own goal as well. So, how I said, you have to force or to fight them down then in this last third. And that's what we are completely self-critical. That there we were not good enough. But over the whole game against a team with a top momentum, little things decided, and there were a few little things that went against us.
In his interview, Virgil van Dijk said you got a bit rash. Would you agree with that? Second half?
Rush.
Rash? I don't know, like trying a bit too hard, I suppose.
I thought that I said that with we lost patience. If that's the same,
It really is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. So that's true. That you could see that. It was just we were not that calm in the decisive moments. So they couldn't get us in the decisive areas. We could get the ball wide. We could go through the half spaces. Yeah, and then of course when you try to put the ball in the box, and we had their 8-9 players. So not easy. Go again, do it again, and there we were not. We were not patient enough.
So it's a long time since you lost. How important will the reaction be after the international break?
Yeah, that will be important, but I cannot think about that today. We have Arsenal is in 2 weeks or whatever, so in between the boys have 2 games, most of them, pretty much all of them, so we just hope and pray that they recover well and play their games and come then back healthy, and then home game Arsenal. Look, we can be better, 100%. But when you watch, I don't know how many games, you cannot play always the absolute best football. You have to kind of grind a result out. And today was a game for that. We were the better side. We have all these kind of things. But they scored 3 goals. We didn't. And again, decisive moments, the decisions went against us.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And that was that from Jurgen Klopp. Arsenal at home in 2 weeks' time. What are you laughing at?
So honestly, what that made me realise is that I'm delighted I'm not a manager. Listening to some of the questions that they get asked, it's honestly, it's just crazy. You could see why some of them get so angry and walk off, because some of the questions
ridiculous
I find are really bad for the managers.
I feel like
when they come out of that
point
situation.
about how difficult it is sometimes to do post-match interviews.
I can imagine.
And defend our journalist corner here.
No, but I think it's important to listen to what the manager says and ask another question on what you just said, rather than have a question in your mind. Let him answer it and then ask him the same question.
No, not you, Steve.
I'm speaking about that particular interview.
OK.
Sorry.
Let's get back to the anger of Jurgen Klopp on the first goal. He thinks it's a clear foul on Alisson.
Yeah, well, I said it at half-time. I'm not going to change my mind at half-time. I think he's occupied by Antonio. I think Ogbonna comes off the near post, eye on the ball, starting to move backwards. Yes, his arms are in the air, but he has to go in the air because he's moving backwards and he's jumping. And if that was a Liverpool goal, it'd be hypocritical of me to say, I think it's fine. I actually think the
right
goal
arm
was okay.
of Ogbonna is what Jurgen Klopp
Excuse
said.
me?
The right arm of Ogbonna is what Jurgen Klopp
it does, but he has to jump to get some elevation, to get a header. So... yeah, I'm happy for that goal to be given, to be honest.
Remember as well, yes, Antonio's touching him, yes, but he's moved away from Antonio. Agbonna doesn't know. That could be one of...
Yeah.
For all Agbonna knows,
that could be Van Dijk behind him,
So you've got the goalkeeper coming out to him, and Agbonna has not looked for him. He's not put his arm where he can impede him. He's just gone up. So you look at Alisson, and Alisson has got it all wrong. He's got it all wrong. In the end, the ball's gone in.
If that was
let's ask the man who's been a manager.
If that was Van Dijk and Fabianski, I'd expect Liverpool to be given the goal as well. You know, if Van Dijk's gone up and Fabianski was the goalkeeper, I'd hate of it to have been disallowed. So I'm happy with the West Ham goal.
Manager's point of view, if that's your team and your goalkeeper, what are you saying?
Foul. Foul. I want my goalkeeper to be protected, like Jurgen Klopp wants him to be protected. If I'm David Moyes, I'm saying no foul.
You asked him if he was a manager, and that's what he just said.
What he's done is he's got himself in a position where he's having to have a standing jump. He's timed it all wrong. He's got himself occupied with Mikel.
Right. So I'll rephrase that. What's the former manager's opinion? Is that a foul or...
I think it's a foul.
A foul, OK.
I think it's a foul because exactly what you said. He leads with his right arm. He leads with his right arm. If that's a header there, another defender going there, he leads with his right arm, he elbows him in the face and the referee gives a foul. And probably books him.
Let's see what Dermot Gallagher thinks. Happy with the decision, Derm?
I didn't think it was a foul at half-time. I still don't think it's a foul, Steve.
Nice one,
you for not changing your mind, Derm.
Don't change your mind, Derm.
I think it's a good goal. I think the keeper comes. He's got ample time to come. I don't think he's strong enough. I think he's from behind. I think he's got the ascendancy because he sees where Ogbonna is. Ogbonna doesn't know where he is. But for me, I think still pictures, not always the best to look at, but you see point of contact and such like. But when you see it, I don't think he does enough, and I don't think Ogbonna does too much wrong. So I think goal. I think we've had 3 like this season. We had another one with West Ham at Everton early in the season with Pickford. So the referees are consistent in allowing challenges like this now and not overprotecting the goalkeepers as the accusation was before.
West Ham again. I mean, I think it's a ploy for them to be very physical, to occupy the goalkeeper. And I think Ogbonna there, when he lifts his arm, he knows the goalkeeper's on his way out and he's trying to do everything he can to obstruct him.
Maybe, Tim. You know, I think, you're a manager. You know, you have to do your prep work, and that's what teams do. But I still think that because Alisson's coming from behind, he has the ascendancy because he's got more to go through. He can see where Ogbonna is. Ogbonna can't see where he is. He doesn't know at what point he's going to come to him. So on that basis, that's why I would rule a goal.
Tim, if this, I'm playing devil's advocate here, of course.
That makes a change.
If you swap Alisson for Virgil van Dijk and that ball goes in, is it a foul?
I think if he jumps with his arm like that and
Virgil's behind him,
Virgil's head's coming into it, I think he elbows him. I think it's even a card. I think you're not allowed to lead with your arms now. We see it time and time again.
Now, talking of cards, Jurgen Klopp used the word reckless with Aaron Cresswell's challenge. It was only 8 minutes into the game, this.
Oh, well, we referenced this at half-time. All 3 of us didn't like it at all. We all said it was reckless.
It is reckless.
We know he's going to win the ball, but we also know that in his own mind, he knows about this follow-through. Because you don't challenge like that if you don't want to. You win the ball, you kick it out. That is a reckless challenge. And I said, that was half an hour after we seen Mason Holgate get sent off for the same type of challenge.
And you know what?
Naughty challenge.
You know why that's reckless as well, Durham? Because people will say that, yeah, but he's come off the ball and the ball's made his foot blast up. He's come in at such a reckless angle that his foot's come off the ball, and it could easily have gone, if his leg's standing, bang, straight into the leg. So it's reckless.
And they've looked at it time and time again in VAR and come up with no sending off.
No foul.
No foul at the time.
No foul
at the time on the
foul
field.
at the time.
But VAR have looked at that,
Yeah.
like you have.
It's a red card. It's a red card. And I tell you, he gets away with it. I used to do that for a living. He gets away with one there, Cresswell, because if you see it in real time where the fans behind, do you see the reaction from them West Ham fans? Straight away, they're up. Sometimes it can't be a goal. You know, I say it has to be a tackle. He gets them going. The place just lifted.
Yeah.
It lifted and it gave the momentum to West Ham after that tackle when Jordan just hit the ground. Jordan's done plenty of them. You know, you give and take them. He's got away with one today, Cresswell. It should be a red card.
Explain to us why that isn't reckless then.
Well, I think it is reckless, and reckless is yellow card, actually, Steve. You know, it's...
What's the crowd?
I think the fact that he hasn't followed through like Holgate did, you know, it's the point of contact with Holgate. He's gone through with his studs. He's caught him in the back of the calf, high up. This one, it's almost where he catches him, it's almost shin on shin. And I think that's what saved him. If you see, he hasn't actually dug his studs into him like Holgate did.
Dermot, he's totally out of control of his body going in for that. And the fact that he's landed on that ball, he could take his foot out of that because he's 60-40 for me. He could have easily taken... I think that Cresswell's is reckless because he's gone on the ball, then his foot could go anywhere off of the back of that. So that's reckless.
Yeah, I'm the same. There's no... I mean, I know there's different challenges, but there's no difference for me in this. The intent was the same.
Shouldn't be a different punishment.
The intent was the same. You are winning the ball and you are following through and you're catching him. You are catching him. The right leg comes up and around. Otherwise, you're in control and you're just winning the ball and clearing it out. Look at the right leg finishes up in the air.
With Cresswell's tackle, he's shrewd with it.
Yeah.
He's a shrewdy with that tackle. With Holgate, it's just blatant. He's almost saying, send me off. He's got the because he's come on. He's put him on in midfield. He's give the ball away 5 times over time.
When you're looking at that in VAR, should that make any difference to the VAR?
No, that's
official?
why he's got away with it. I think that's why he's got away with it, because it's Aaron Cresswell. He's an experienced player, rather than so blatant, leaves his leg there.
Yeah.
Cresswell tries to wrap the other way around, because what Dermot's looking at, shin on shin, Dermot's looking at his right leg. It's not his right leg, it's the other one. It's the left leg what he catches on the right shin of Henderson, or the right inside of the knee of Henderson. You know, it's not the right one. Look at it. Look at his straight leg. It's inside of Jordan's right knee. Now, watch, there. It's not the shin on the right leg to right leg. And if he plants his foot there, Jordan Henderson, he breaks his leg.
Exactly.
Or he does,
Because
or he
he's out
does
of
his
control.
cruciate.
Look, he's out of control there. Look, bam, and that is where they're going to have to be careful with stuff like that, because I'm really pleased that Jordan Henderson isn't really badly injured, because for him to not even get a yellow card for that, you know what I mean? If I'm in the VAR, I'd be very disappointed with myself looking at that in hindsight. I'd be disappointed seeing that.
Dermot?
Well, I think he has got lucky, there's no doubt about that. I think he's got lucky because, as I say, it's the point of contact. I think he hasn't hit him with the studs into the leg like Holgate did. So I think that's what saved him. But the fact remains, it is not a nice tackle. The unfortunate thing is the VAR can only go red or leave it alone, and I think he didn't think it was red, so therefore I think Cresswell got really, really lucky because he didn't get punished at all. He didn't even give a free kick away.
OK, Dermot, thank you very much. Just one quick one before you go. If there was VAR when Tim Sherwood was playing, how many incidents per 90 minutes would you make?
I'm booked out at 7. I haven't got time to answer that.
Tom and Dermot, thank you very much indeed.
You're
that was
the
a big
best,
talking point in today's game. When we come back, we will hear from the winning...